afternoon, and this is the Swainsboro Library craft for Wednesday. And today we're going to be doing fairy houses. Now, basically what you will need is some terracotta pots. Go through your garage or wherever and find a few terracotta pots. Or you can go to a dollar store or a garden store and find a few. And the dollar stores also have these cute little sets of fairies. And they have the fairies and all kinds of little accessories that you can find to add to your fairy house. And you'll need two different sizes of terracotta pots, and you'll need a tray. And what we've done is we've given the first one, we've got it just about complete. We gave it a base coat of purple, and then went through with just a little bit of paint and painted a door, some windows, and a few little plants. And then what you do is you offset it in your tray, like so. And then you can take, if you want to embellish it, take even a smaller pot or some other little decorative item. And what I did is I painted this one red, and then just with a magic marker, just made the little hash marks as if it was brick. And you can glue that there. You can get your Gorilla Glue. You want something that's going to be waterproof if you put this out in your garden. And you can get the little, at any of the little stores, you can find the little stones. We can glue the stones around the edge of the terracotta pot if you would like. You can glue them into the pot itself so that they stay, or you can just leave them in there so you can remove this. This also, if you put a little bit of water in this, this is a really cute way to have a little water feeder for the birds. It's not having so much water in it that you have a mosquito problem. You can put just an eyedropper, one drop of Clorox in the water in a tray like this will kill the bacteria or the larvae for the mosquitoes, so you can have this as a little water tray for the birds, because right now we're not getting a lot of rain, so they're very thirsty. But you can also put your little fairies on your house, like so. Put her up there, and street light down here. And just to quickly show you how we got this. Okay, we've got a little terracotta pot that is from a dollar store, and it's already been painted white. So all we did to do this is take some of your little brushes, and we'll make, first of all, we'll make some windows. So we'll take this brush, I think, we'll try this. And because it's a white, we made these windows white, but because of the white, we'll make just a little square, like so. And it doesn't have to be exact because we're going to put a windowsill on it. Something I have thought about that would be very cute is make your windows and then just go out into the yard and find some little twigs and glue the twigs on rather than drawing on the windowsills. Take the little twigs and glue the little twigs on for the windowsills. And that would be so cute because it would be a little bit more three-dimensional. So that would be a cute idea. So you draw your little windows, and then we'll take another brush and do our door. And what I did with the door is I made the door on the other one, the brown door, the wooden door, and then I just took that black permanent magic marker and made the doorknob and the frame so that you had a little bit of a difference between the wooden door and the frame of the door. Like so. And then you would let it dry. And for the shrubbery around the edge, you can take a little bit of green. I've tried this brush because it's not quite so big. And it just dab it. Just dab a little, make yourself a little shrub, like so. A little shrub here, like so. And then for the flowers, what I did is I take a toothpick, and that's what I did, the flowers in the window box, so that they're a little bit smaller. You can just take a toothpick and make the little red or yellow flowers. If you don't have a small enough brush. Let's see if this brush is going to be small enough. Sometimes the brush bristles are a little bit too big, but that way you can make yourself a little rose bush on each side of the door. And you really need to wait for the paint to dry a little bit more. And then once this paint is dry, then you can go back and either with the magic marker, or like I said, twigs would be really cute. You could use some type of little embellishment for buttons or anything like that. But then you just go back and make your windowsills. And you just draw your windowsill. And just square up your window. Like so. And then, let's see if the window is dry enough. I don't think the paint is quite dry enough. But go ahead and make yourself. And you could put a flower box on there. You could make yourself little curtains. Put curtains in the window. But then once the brown dries, you can also go ahead and frame out, either put the little twigs around the door frame. You can put in your doorknob and the hinges, like we have on this one. And then go ahead and find a tray and put in it so that you have a base to move it. And just now this one is kind of small, but for a small little flower garden, or you could even put this in a larger planter to have a little fairy garden. Now we also, here at the library, our summer reading program, which we are going to be doing online and virtual, but the theme was, one of the themes for it this year was going to be fairies. So what we did is we made some little fairy houses, the fairy boxes, and they're basically just the little plastic containers that you used to put, or we used to put magazines in. And you can buy these at any store where so you could store your magazines. And we took some tissue paper and made background. And at the dollar store, they have little fairy houses and the little fairies. We put those in there, and then you can get these little strands of lights for a couple dollars and mix it pretty. And that way you can have your fairy house and your fairy lights and something to put in your garden. Next week we are going to do another wreath project, only this time it's going to be a burlap wreath. And on down through toward the end of the month, we're looking at, if you've seen the jars, the storage jars that are painted with the bright flowers on them, we're going to try a project with that. We'll see how it can do. So the paints, if you decide to try this and get some of the small sets of temper paints that you can get at the dollar stores, hold on to those paints because we're going to do another project with paint. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.